Which one of these do you think is going to win at the end? Do you think it's going to be Bowman Draft, or do you think there's going to be an upset with something like Bowman Sterling or Bowman's Best? Let me know. All right. We are back to the final round of our bracket series for our lower end products. So here we are, Stadium Club versus Topps Inception. This was the one for all the marbles. Let's check out that bracket. All right, there's our bracket. Came all the way down to Stadium Club and Topps Inception. Let's hop into that. Let's tally up those votes and see who's going to take it down. Who knows? I mean, you would think Topps Inception, but at this point, you just never know. All right, moment of truth. We have... And there you have it. And there you have it. It's all over, ladies and gentlemen. Stadium Club beats Inception. I think it's safe to say that people did not follow the instructions, which were don't take cost into consideration here. You know, the whole point was if 2 boxes were just put in front of you and you had the choice of ripping one, which would you choose? And let me tell you something. If a Topps Inception box is put in front of you and a Stadium Club box is put in front of you and you choose Stadium Club, that's wild. But that's the whole point. The whole point was to see which one you guys would rather rip, and the masses have spoken. Stadium Club takes the W, and there we are. So now we're going to go into our next brackets, which we have 3 more to do. We have Bowman. We have kind of mid-tier products, which are going to have things like Museum. And then, of course, we have the high-end products, which is going to have things like Dynasty, right? Diamond Icons. And actually, like I said, I don't know if you all remember, whoever won this one here, this bracket, is going to move on to the next Topps bracket. I'm not going to put Stadium Club in the Bowman one because that doesn't really make sense. So it's going to make it into the next Topps bracket. But up next, we are going to hop into Bowman. So let's check that out. All right. There it is. That is our next bracket that we will be hopping on into. Take you through it. First seed, Bowman Draft. Second seed, Bowman Baseball, which I will explain the differences for some of those that are newer to the Bowman side. Third seed, Bowman Sterling. Fourth seed, Bowman's Best. Fifth, Bowman Chrome. Sixth, Bowman Inception. Seventh, Pro Debut. And eighth, Bowman Platinum. Now, I know that some of these products they did not do last year, like Bowman Inception and Bowman Platinum, but we're hoping they're still going to do them. And they just, you know, we all know that last year got a little bit crazy with product releases. So hoping those are going to make their way back this year. But we're going to include them for now. And Topps Pro Debut is getting included in this bracket, of course, as well, simply because Pro Debut is a prospect product. So it belongs in the Bowman bracket. So this is the next one we're going to be hopping into. Check out our next video for the first matchup. But if you had to choose out of these, which of course we just saw a massive upset with Stadium Club winning. So do you think there's going to be an upset here, or do we think that Bowman Draft takes it down? The way that I seeded the bracket was price to rip a hobby box. Now, some of these don't have a hobby box like Bowman Platinum, so that's why it, of course, went all the way to the 8th seed. But pretty much everything else does have, they're either just a hobby box or something like Bowman Draft, Bowman Chrome, and Bowman Baseball that have different variations. So we went off of the hobby box price to seed the draft. Or, sorry, seed the bracket. So, I mean, if I was going to guess if any of these products could upset, it's probably Bowman's Best, in my opinion. Now, Bowman Sterling is definitely a very, very, fun one as well. And there's, you know what? I love Pro Debut. So you never know with that one as well. The instructions are, do not take price. Now, although we use the price to seed it, we're not taking price as a factor into ripping this. So if you're like, oh, I would never rip Bowman Draft, it's too expensive, that's okay. You don't have to pay for it. We're just imagining, let's say we're doing Bowman Draft versus Bowman Platinum. If the 2 boxes were sitting in front of you, you didn't have to pay for them. You just got to choose which one you got to rip, which one you choose. That's the point of this bracket. So make sure you remember that. But I want to hear Which one of these do you think is going to win at the end? Do you think it's going to be Bowman Draft, or do you think there's going to be an upset with something like Bowman Sterling or Bowman's Best? Let me know. But there it is. That's our next one. So check out our next video for our first matchup. I'll see you there. Peace.